Hey, awesome simmers. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Luna. I am so happy that you could be here. I know it's been a while. We haven't done a build in a couple weeks. I took some time off to kind of chillax and just rest up and come back completely fresh and new and ready to bring out some new content to you guys. So again, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you don't miss any of the next videos. And be sure, if you use anything on Epic Games, purchase anything, be sure to use my Epic Games creator code Lunagalaxy. It would be much appreciated to show that free support here to the stream. So with this video, I'm actually super excited to kind of get through. This is another color challenge build that we're going to be doing. So we've done purple, we've done blue, we've done red, and this one is pink, which I feel like it happened at such an opportune time because the Barbie movie comes out today. I did not plan this. I know, like I said, I had taken some time off, and next thing I knew, the Barbie movie's coming out, and then I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do my pink build. And it wasn't until I was like halfway through it and I was hanging out in Discord and everyone's like, oh, are you doing a Barbie dream house? I'm like, no, I'm doing my color, pink. It's next. And then it dawned on me and I looked at the date and I'm like, oh my God, this is perfect timing. So, the energy just has a way to work out. You know what I mean? But this build was very interesting to do. I went in with it where I did glance at a couple of random houses on Google. And so I was inspired by one. And then I just kind of ran with it and just kind of got really creative. I feel like, personally, I think the roofing is not only interesting, but it looks very clean from the top view. I was very impressed with myself, honestly. Like, I personally will give myself a pat on the back. So I didn't have an idea of making this like a mansion or any type of, fancy build per se. Because when you get inside, it is a long house, and you could play around with the floor plans. But I don't know what it is. When there's long houses, when there's more of like a rectangle of a build, I have a hard time breaking up the floor. So the inside is a little spacious, but at the same time, I feel like the amount of Sims that I would have in this house, I feel like it would be less crowded, and I feel like the person that will have this house, which I have an idea of what I'm gonna do with this house, they are gonna have a lot of parties, and it's gonna have to be spacious for a dance room and hangout spot. But I really had a lot of fun on the outside of this build, and I haven't done a build in, oh my gosh, about a month. And I know I did the our shell challenge build, but that was kind of like different. One, I rushed it, I'm not gonna lie. And this one was one where I just sat and chilled and just hung out and just let my creative juices flow. And I got to play around with, one color, of course. When I do these color builds, I do feel like I don't ponder as much as what I want to use because I already know what color I need, so I don't have to think that much. So I feel like it goes a lot smoother. So who knows, maybe I'll get very custom to just doing one color builds. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll do like a spin the wheel to kind of decide what color the house or whatever build's gonna be, because that's usually where I spend a lot of hard time trying to figure out what color something is gonna be. I love this front door. I love the layers of how I put the different shapes and how everything, like, there is no just flat side to this build, and I absolutely love it. So like, you could call this house a mini mansion, I guess, just because it's so big on the outside, and it just looks adorable. The best way to say it. I know it's pink, but I ended up really loving it, especially when I go through and add these windows, because I knew something was missing. I had the basic windows. I was like, you know what? I need something. I need something that makes it feel a little bit more magical. But I do set this house as a celebrity home, and so I think that'll be a fun little storyline to do with it. If you want to make this a Barbie home, you absolutely can. But one thing I do like about this specific lot is it does have like an area for like driveways, and I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's not enough lots in The Sims that give you that aspect, especially when you're doing a home and you want to put a car out, but it doesn't look like a car can even get in there because there's no like driveway. It's the little things that drive me insane, but I just do it anyway and make it work. But I really like this lot. This is a corner lot on, I can't remember where. It's the town that came with San Myshuno, I believe it's one of those lots that's on there. I made this little carport because why not? I just felt like it was fitting. So this is actually the first time me making just like an individual carport and not like a garage. So I did a couple new things in this build, but it was more of just a refreshing kind of build that I got to, because I haven't built in so long. It feels like it's been forever since I've just sat down and built and just got to like let my mind just go and play around with things and have fun. And I think that's what I've missed with a lot of The Sims. And so I'm happy to be able to be back and doing that. So as we're doing this, the front of this house is the most adorable. I wanted to put a nice little walkway. We had some nice pink brick that we put down, and so we're bringing out the walkway. What I decided to do with that front little step there, I felt like that was fit. I really love this house. I wish I could have, like I said, the inside, I'm not in love with it, but the outside is where my heart is, honestly. It's very clean. I didn't do too much with the front yard because I honestly wanted the house to be seen. I was gonna put like some bushes in the front there that was gonna be very asymmetrical on both sides, but then I ended up taking those down. But after I like kept going in the first person view, and I was just like, you know what, I just want to see the house. And so that's all I did. I just put very low flowers, a little bit of greenery, and that was it, because I want this house to be the curb appeal, and I feel like that really went well as I went ahead and lined up a couple more flowers, put the vases there. I think that added more to it. And nighttime, it looks gorgeous with those trees and the lights on the trees. And I'm gonna have a lot of fun creating the family for this house. So my idea is, I didn't want to do, of course, everyone's making Barbie right now. I actually want to make the Barbie family, meaning that their last name is actually Barbie. And my first idea was it was gonna be a single mom that just had all girls. But then I'm like, you know what? No, we don't want to leave Ken out, like, you know. So I think we're gonna have Ken Barbie, and then I don't know what the mom's name will be, but we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna have the last name Barbie, and then we'll have at least 2 little girls, because it does come out to be a 3-bedroom. And I want them to be some form of actor or some type of celebrity, because I did make this a celebrity home. And so when we get inside, you'll see that it's very spacious. And so enough room for kids to play around in. And then there's more than enough room to have a range of people over for parties, for get-togethers, a dance floor, put up the big Christmas tree. So normally when I have builds like that have a lot of space, I kind of think of aspects like that. I'm like, you know what? It makes the gameplay a little bit easier, so your eyes aren't always crowded, because when I make smaller spaces, it's really hard to see certain areas of the build. So when you have a little bit more space in areas, then it's not as clustered when your eyes trying to maybe even zoom in even for a picture, and there's not as much going on. So this front foyer here, I didn't want to make it too like whimsical and like, ooh, the rich people live here. So it's still very soft, and I love foyers. Like, I don't know what it is with foyers, but foyers are the eye catcher of a house for me when you first walk in. I wish I even had a little bit more of a foyer. I do kind of my mudroom, but that's besides the point. But as you can see here, being with a long rectangle house, when I build houses like this and I love the outside and then I get inside, I'm like, I made a long rectangle. Like, why? Rectangles just don't do well with me, because I know I want the center of the door to be in the center of the house. And then you're like, I don't want to put the kitchen there. Like, I don't want to put the living room like dead smack in the middle of the door. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, what's happening? So the idea that I had with this going to be a celebrity home, they're gonna have a nice little sitting area. So I want to end up putting a fireplace that pretty much when you open the door, you see this beautiful foyer, and then you see this magnificent fireplace, and it's just a nice sitting area. So if anyone even just opens the door and people are like just hanging out for a party, oh, we're all hanging out right here in the foyer before the living room and before it branches out. The colors and prints, well, of course the color was pink, but trying to find the right print, I ended up going with, I think that's a carpet. I don't know, there's something about that I just wanted to use, but of course kitchens, I always like to have tiles, so that's what breaks that up. Both bathrooms, there are 2 bathrooms. I ended up making this bathroom bigger because it just, another rectangle bathroom, it was just a little too skinny. But as I put everything together, that's going to be the master bedroom, and they're going to have their own bath. And then this room, I originally was going to do a laundry room, but I was like, you know what, we need some form. We have all of this house, we need more than 1 bedroom, which I've done a big house and ended up with 1 or 2 bedrooms, and I'm like, really, like all this house, and that's all that can live here. So we end up making this a nursery. And I ended up putting a infant bed and a toddler bed, so then that way they can grow into this room. Or if they have an infant and, well, I said toddler, an infant and a newborn. Forget about that life stage extra. If they have a newborn and an infant, then that's already 2 in that room. And then the other room is made for more of an older sim. But you know, when you're playing the game, you can rearrange how needed. So you could really fit probably 2 kids in both of the rooms. So yeah, you could have a magnificent family in this house, because there is space for everyone to kind of have their own little area. And even in rooms, it would be comfortable with the 2 kids in there, and then there is somewhere for them to go if they don't want to be in their room. The house is big enough to be anywhere at any given point, honestly. But this nursery, I feel, is so adorable and so cute. And I don't know if it's the color pink or what it is, but I just had a lot of fun decorating and enjoying just the lightness of the color. I've always liked pink. Pink used to be one of my favorite colors, and then of course it changed as I got older. But do I still go for pink if I see something pink? If I don't see purple or yellow, I will usually go for pink. But I'm glad that it didn't turn out to be more of like there's like a mixture of bubblegum pink and a mixture of, as I call Pepto-Bismol pink. But I like the different shades I was able to use. The only change I might do, this is currently in the gallery, but when I got in the kitchen, the only pink that I had was base game counters. And then the other pink that I had were all CC counters. And I was really trying not to use CC, but I will say this. If you're looking for this in my gallery, click your custom content check mark, because I did use something that was custom content, but I don't know what it was. By the time I was done with this after about 5 hours, I had no idea what I had accidentally grabbed. So if you want this, make sure the custom content check mark is on. And it's not a lot of, it's literally probably only 1 item that I could not find. So it's probably something so small that you won't even notice it if it doesn't show up. But as we go through, it's just a beautiful and cozy build. And when I was doing the kitchen, like I said, I ended up going with, they said it was pink, but after I looked at it, I think it's the same counters I used for my purple build. And then when I did the bathrooms, I noticed that it did come actually a lighter pink. So I don't know why the game chose the darker one and not the lighter one. But after watching this, I'm like, you know what? I may go back in and actually turn the kitchen a lighter color. But I don't know. I'm undecided, because once I saw it, I was like, that looks more purple than pink. But then I was also like, you know what? It also gives it a little bit of pop, because it also matches the cabinets. And I don't know if the cabinets come in that matching lighter pink that I put in the bathrooms. You know how this, it's all over the place. choice. So I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna go back and change it or not. Because it does kind of stick out. Like when you walk into the kitchen and you see it and it's like, bam, it's like the not even a mauve. That's technically purple, but it pulled it up as pink. And at the time I was like, well, I guess this is the only pink that I have that's not custom content. But then, like I said, when I went into the bathrooms, I was like, oh, this does come in a lighter tone. But then I didn't change it in the kitchen because I was like, it looks fine. But now watching it get done, I'm like, I should go back and make that a lighter. So I might go back. So if you want to keep it that dark, by all means keep it. But if you want to change the color swatch, and honestly, you probably I could have just made it white, because I've done that in some of my other color builds. I couldn't find a color, and I usually just end up going with white or black. Those are easy tones to go with either any color, honestly. I don't know what color that doesn't go with white or black, so. But I don't know, just kind of looking at it, I'm like, I see why they said pink, but I did use those as purple. So, it is what it is. The kitchen turned out pretty decent, interesting. I will say this. I tried to put like a little island in there to kind of break up that open space. And so that's where I end up pulling out that area that's going to be the bathroom. So I was trying to do little things here and there to close up these open gaps. One thing I end up doing is I end up putting a grand piano by the scene area and a guitar, because like I said, I vision them as having parties, having get-togethers. So they'll have someone playing the piano, have someone playing the guitar, when you first walk in. And then one of the bedrooms I did put like a yoga mat, so they'll have someone that loves to do yoga, and they'll have a pet hamster, and I put their own personal bookcase in there. And then the master bedroom, they do have their own bathroom, a very big open master bedroom. They have a treadmill and a TV in there. It's not the biggest master bedroom I did, but it's probably one that I feel like is the coziest. And I'm like, I didn't completely overclutter it, but I also didn't leave it empty enough to where I was like, ugh, this room is terribly empty. But I end up I really love every room in this build, which normally I usually have an issue with something, but we have a lot of pink choices. I think blue was semi-easy. Blue was weird because like some of the blue tones did not look blue. They looked great. Like, I don't know, it just wasn't blue. But I have every pack except for 2 of them, and I think I don't have 3 kits, but we have a lot of options for pink. So I really had free range to really use a lot of different things that I'm like, oh, this is going really smooth. Like, of course, I did do another 5. Most of my builds end up between 3 and 5 hours. So even when I'm doing one color build, I still take the time, and I still use that a lot of time that I usually give myself. So altogether, this was about a 5-hour build. Even knowing what colors I wanted, I stayed focused pretty well throughout the entire build. But this bedroom is very cozy and very clean. I pulled a couple things off with things here and there that I wanted to do in this build. I enjoy both of the bathrooms, which is an interesting thing to say. I normally don't like bathrooms, but I feel like I made them both pretty good sizes, and I'm not gonna lie, I think I forgot to put a door on the bathroom. I think I did. I don't think there's a door into that bathroom at all. So I have to go back in and put a door in there, because I'm just remembering I put pictures on that wall and there is no door. I did that 3 times in this build. I forgot to put an outside door to the carport, and then I forgot to put a back door. There is no door on that bathroom. That's funny. So when you get this build, be sure to put a door on the bathroom. That is very, very important that you do that. Oh, this is why it's always important to go back and watch your stuff. And it's always important to go back and the thing is, I did go through all the rooms and I took pictures, but the way I put those pictures on that wall, it just went so well. I was like, oh, that looks so nice. There's supposed to be a door there. So yeah, we're gonna go back and add that. That'll someone's probably already downloaded this and they're like, so there's no door. Well, it happens sometimes when you build in The Sims, and you just get in a groove and things just happen. But this is the master bedroom. I again love this bedroom. It is adorable. It is cozy. Something about pink just makes things cute. I was able to stack a couple of items in this build. How I did the bed with the backdrop, how I did the curtains, 2 different curtains, and kind of put them together. And then we made a cute little, I was gonna say balcony, but it's not a balcony. It's a deck. We'll call it a deck. So it's not completely off of the side back door. I kind of just built my own up with a platform, so they have a nice little barbecue area and hangout spot out back, but it's off of the ground, off of the grass, so it's somewhere close to the house. And then we have a hot tub, and then I played with these circle stepping stones, resized them in 3 different sizes, and just kind of played around with them. I was gonna use the ones that come in different shapes, but I thought the circle ones would be fun, and just played around with it, and didn't want to do an exact squaring of that, but I wanted to do something different. Pink brought out the creativity in me, so I thought that was really fun and really cute. But we're going to be getting close up on the screenshots. You can get this build in the gallery, Luna's Galaxy 33. You can get that also down below. All of my information is down in the description. Also, check out the live streams over on Twitch. I stream on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and cozy streams on Saturdays. But let me know what you think about the build. I love and appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your day or night wherever you are. And this is Luna, Galaxy out.